Hey everybody, this is Beelit, and this is MK11 Online Episode 1. What I wanted to do in this first video, I might talk a little bit about the gameplay that you're seeing here, which is myself playing Jax and someone else playing Jackie. But I wanted to primarily talk about my experience with the game so far, what I think of it, who I'm playing, and what I like, what I don't like about the game. So just getting straight into it, my initial impressions, I like this game more than I liked MKX when it first came out. And that is kind of a mixed bag. When MKX first came out, my biggest complaint about the game was the netcode. And the reason for that is that I couldn't really experience what the rest of the game was until I got through the netcode, and it was so impossible to get through the netcode. It sucked, So my whole frame of reference for the game was based off of, how bad the lag was in each particular match that I played. It was tough. It was just really freaking tough. So I couldn't even get past the netcode and really talking about the game for quite a bit. Once I did get past the netcode and was able to start talking about the actual gameplay, my biggest issue with the game was really kind of the amount of overhead low in the game. I liked for a small period of time the armor, but I got tired of it pretty soon. Pretty quickly I started to get tired of it. I liked the idea of armored wake-ups, but not so much the everything else. So for me, my kind of impressions of MKX were rather negative for quite a while. But the one big thing I did like about MKX, I did actually like the combo structure in MKX. It was simplistic enough that you could get in there and you could do the things that you wanted to do. But every character had, stuff that they could do, and you could experiment with stuff, and you could find cool and unique things, and if you went a little bit further, you could find more. You could have your easy stuff that everybody can, put together a cookie cutter combo just, to capitalize when they make a hit. But if you wanted to go a little bit further using the run mechanic, you could get some extra juicy stuff. And so I did like that. I like that aspect of the game, and there isn't a ton of that in MK11. However, I have found myself enjoying the MK11 experience more than Mortal Kombat X. And I think part of the reason for that is just that it feels like the game is much more, I don't want to say honest, but probably that's a good word to use. I want to say upfront. The game doesn't, how should I say this correctly? Because I feel like there's a bunch of different ways to say it, but there's a bunch of implications based off of what you say and what you don't say. Like, the game is kind of straightforward. There's not a lot of, crazy gimmicky stuff in the game. Yes, there are strong things in the game. And, there are things that have holes in them, but it doesn't feel like it's at the same level that it has been in different games. It's almost, I don't want to say this now and then, something come up a little bit later, but it almost feels like the level of gimmicks in this game, just kind of like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you did that kind of moments. It feels like they're relatively few and far between, and they're a lot more manageable, I feel, than in past games. I always look at MKX when I think about this kind of thing. So often in MKX you'd have, string into, you'd have someone, jump in, do a block string, and then after the block string was done, it was a 50-50 because you never knew if they were going to armor something. And that happened every string. You just never knew. There's never any time where you're just like, okay, it's definitely my turn. There's no You never knew that. And even if you were plus, sometimes you'd still get hit by the armored stuff. There were so many times where it was just like, I don't understand. You know, why are we still doing this? Why? Just stop and just stop. And MK11 doesn't have those moments as much. My biggest gripe with the game as it is the team ultimate. I mean, the fatal blow. The fatal blow is pretty much that mind game from MKX of, you know, the armored special moves, armored launchers, and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty much that. But unfortunately, kind of, in some ways it's better, and in some ways it's also worse, because it's leading to, you know, 32+% off of an armored hit, and it's using no resources. You know, so the comeback, it is a huge comeback mechanic. It is pretty ridiculous, and the thing I hate about it is that the match really slows down when someone has it, because all of a sudden you can't afford to press a button. You might have a life lead, but if your life lead is only by like 20%, while you might have worked hard for that life lead, all that has to happen for you to lose it is you get hit one time. And it's something that is safe, that they're getting for free. They're not putting anything on the table for it, because even if they mess up, they're still going to get it back. There's just no ramifications for it. It's just free. And you can really, really lose a lot with something like that. So personally, I feel like it's probably one of the biggest problems with the game right now, in my eyes, at least. But that's all the time I have. I'm actually going to continue some of my initial first impressions in the second episode of Mortal Kombat 11 Online. I hope you guys enjoyed this first one. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would support the video. In a couple ways you can do that. You can leave a like on the video. You can leave a comment, anything that you want to discuss, maybe a little bit about what I was talking about with the fatal blows if you want, if you have a different opinion. Or you can share it with someone that you think might enjoy it. I greatly appreciate you for watching the video, and I will see you guys next time.